Now, people often address concerns to if Hollywood is ever going to run out of original ideas for movies. A lot of people say that it's already happened. A large majority of films released today from major studios are, sequels, remakes, book adaptations, TV adaptations, or just simply way too similar to other films, that have already been made. Is this person trying to appeal to an audience just for the sake of their money? Are they actually a passionate filmmaker, that wants to make a quality film? If they're in it for the right reasons, what is stopping them from writing a story that isn't too cliche? There's going to be certain cash-grabbing things that circle through Hollywood due to, how much money other films have made off them. Think about how many movies have been converted into 3D recently just for the $3 upcharge. Ever since The Hangover became the highest-grossing R-rated comedy, comedies are a lot more raunchier and a lot more rated R. Think about this new Red Riding Hood movie that came out last year. It's from the director of Twilight, and it is completely identical to style and story to Twilight, a very successful Twilight. I prefer indie films for many reasons, but one big reason being that the stories are far more honest and relatable, to an everyday person like myself. Spectacles and overblown fun, is awesome. It can be really entertaining, but I prefer it when a filmmaker seems to have, dare I say, agenda behind their film. I'm gonna use Garden State and Happy Thank You More, Please, for example. For two reasons. One, because they're both indie films, pretty similar to story, that were both directed and written by the lead actor, and my ex-girlfriend just borrowed both of them from me and just returned it, so it's kind of relevant. Both these films seem like intimate projects for the filmmakers. Like statements about, growing up and, growing older and having to take responsibility, and etc. There are so many things to be said. There's so much that every person just goes through every day. These filmmakers don't seem concerned with how much money the movie makes or, try to make it appealing towards a certain demographic for the sake of their money. No 3D, no trends that Hollywood has created. Honest slices of life, as you can call them, are created by true inspiration. Even in Hollywood, I do think sometimes you can see that a filmmaker was inspired by, experiences they went through to make their film. Like, think about how many, best night ever movies there have been, teenagers just having, like, a crazy wild night. I think there are a lot of movies like that because, someone was simply inspired by, a night they had when they were a teenager. But I think it's a little different, when it's in Hollywood and stuff, especially with the example that I'm using, because it's so often ruined by, cliched Hollywood humor and, just like cheap laughs and stereotypes especially. Look at I Love You, Beth Cooper, for example. That easily could have been inspired by someone's, last day of high school or whatever you want to call it. But it was an awful movie because, stereotypes and just cheap Hollywood laughs and just normal Hollywood crap. Buckle up, we're about to get deep. I want you to take a second and think about your own life. Just think about, how many crazy situations you've gone through, how many obstacles and, stressful situations you've gone through that, spanned a long period of time or whatever. People who have affected your life heavily, etc. If you're old enough, to have lived a good amount of life, I bet you can find, a situation that you've gone through in your life or situations that could inspire you to, write a film script. I'm not talking about, word for word copy and paste truth, like biography of your life. I'm talking about inspiration. I'm 17 and I actually recently just went through, the situation that spanned about 3 months, I would say, and I guarantee I could turn it into a decently made film. If I knew how to make a movie, I could at least write a script, maybe, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm not special. I'm just a normal stupid kid that lives in Lincoln, Nebraska. Lincoln, Nebraska. Nothing happens here. Yet, I have that kind of inspiration. In conclusion, I'm pretty confident that most people would be able to do that too. Most people have lived a lot more life than I have. Everyone has gone through something or knows someone that could inspire them in that way. And think about how many people there are out in this world. Think about how much is happening right now as I speak. Like, there are a lot of people out there. And they all even know other people, other interesting, one-of-a-kind people, that has affected their life somehow. And all these people have been through all these crazy situations or lived their life in certain messed up ways. Everyone is different. Everyone has a story. We live in a world that is driven by things that easily turn someone's life into chaos. In conclusion, people get hurt. People lose people they love. People have to, tackle obstacles that is beyond their current strength. The person that went through this thing or whatever it is the only person that can talk about it directly in that certain way that it can be a truly inspired portrait of what happened, or how you can truly affect someone's life, or possibly even make them appreciate life more. I'm very, very passionate about music. I think it's an excellent way to express yourself. But I think when someone uses experiences they've had in life as inspiration to make a movie, the best movies are made. I think when someone is inspired, by certain experiences in their life to make a movie about it, the best kind of films are made. Not movies that make you laugh at fart jokes or cheap laughs, or movies that make you at an explosion. Movies that truly emotionally affect you, make you cry, make you laugh at how you can relate, or just make you even appreciate life more, or make you even want to live your life differently. I don't see that kind of passion, or that kind of drive behind these routine Hollywood films that come out every Friday. Especially when you can smell the cash grab scheme from a million miles away. And everyone needs to bring home the bacon, we're all in the same boat. But I think that can be done with filmmaking remaining to be an art form. Out there in this world, there's true inspiration that will make great, honest movies. Everyone is different and everyone lives a different life. How can their true inspiration be too cliche?